Welcome back to the Third Age. We appear to be getting badly pounded by the enemies in this region. I remember this is one of the problems with this game, is that it's got a really, really sharp difficulty spike. There are areas where you can be doing just fine, like we were doing in Moria right up until we met the Balrog. We were at a point where standard enemies were no longer a threat to us. But now, you saw in those last couple of fights with Uruk-hai, they are hammering us. We need to up our game seriously to be able to deal with these guys, so I may hang around the save point for a while and work up my skills, because these things hurt me. Those Uruk-hai, they'll mess you up, man. So now we're apparently in Rohan. So we fought our way through Moria. We spent such a long time in Moria, you'll remember. We completely skipped over Lothlorien. In fact, we pretty much skipped over in that short montage of narration from Gandalf and movie footage, and then we got dumped in Rohan. We basically passed over the entire last third of the Fellowship of the Ring. And bam, now we're in the Two Towers. The pacing of this game is bizarre. Alright, let's look at our map a little more. Ugh. Yeah, Arenell called it a maze of rock, and he wasn't too terribly wrong. And unfortunately, it's not the cool kind of rock. Although, if things keep going like they are, we may have to have a montage of rock. Another one of these stupid Orcish sorcerers. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna beat you before you can murder me with your stinking crows. But yeah. Now we're in Two Towers. Okay, I guess. We're fighting Uruk-hai, and whenever we have to face them, they are beating the living crud out of us. Hopefully we will quickly come up to the standard of this new area and stop getting our heads shoved in the toilet. You know, something I don't think I've talked about is Hathad's little mask helm that you saw him wearing there in his victory dance. Here, I'll show it to you here. That is something that actually does have precedent in the books. Not in the Lord of the Rings, but in the Silmarillion. We're told about how many of the dwarf lords, when they went into battle, would wear fearsome masks, both as an attempt to intimidate the enemy and as a further kind of disguising of their true identity. Oh, what's in here? Okay.
Careful, my friend. What is that grinding sound?
I believe this is the den of a very old, very hungry warg.
Which is why we're going in.
Ah! He almost took me head off.
Hurry, in here! We have a real battle on our hands!
As opposed to whatever the rest of you were doing. Hope you weren't... Oh! Dang. Battling anything. Let's use that perfect mode, shall we? Dominant Drifter Ward. This ward does not take bottom. Kind of little mini boss here. That is one big ward. I would not actually want to be around this thing. It looks large and scary and like it would not be deterred with the delicious bit of bacon, which is my standard strategy for large dogs. But I think we are making some headway on him. Now if I could just cleave him a wound, that would be lovely. If it works, thank you, cleaving wound. We want to bet this lethal clawing is not in fact lethal. That's merely rather painful. It's aggravating, yes, but nothing like lethal. I think they should put paid to him. Hey, more levels up. Ooh, and Idriel got a new toy. And we killed that one warg that everybody's looking for. Yay, and Elagos is leveled up. Alright, well let's handle our leveling up. But yeah, the masks like Hathot is wearing, the mask helms, were a thing. They are canonically known to be a thing that dwarves did and had. So, I'll give them that. Every once in a while, this game surprises you. You wonder if there were one or two guys on the project that did really, really know their Tolkien, and not just the movies. And if there were a few others that were just either, I don't know if they were shouted down or what. But there had to be at least some folks on this project who did know their Tolkien in order to come up with some of the things that we see. Oh, hey, look! It's random glowing things of treasure. Because as we all know, treasure makes glowing spots. Venom of Fortitude. Doesn't sound like something I want to use. Long bottom leaf. Ooh, I got a new thing for Idriel. And draught. And some shrooms. Because, you know, we do need more drugs. That's the thing that we just don't have enough of yet. Are various forms of mind-altering substances. I want this guy to die before he can murder me with these little crows. Not the wards, but I tried to get rid of him first, but the game wouldn't let me. You all saw it. Now, you may not know it, but a murder of crows is, in fact, the proper name for a group of crows. Kind of like how there's a herd of cattle or a pod of whales. It's a murder of crows. It's not just that he is attempting to murder you with crows. In fact, maybe the crows are trying to be friendly. They're just pecking us out of fear or misunderstanding. No, no. They're too aggravating. I'm sure that's just their idea of a clever play on words. Murder of crows. Ha ha ha! My laughter is insincere. Okay. Before we get in yet another fight, I'm going to put on some of this fancy new equipment. I have a new fold, a new metal skirt. Ooh, this one's a metal mini skirt. The others seem to do a much better job of covering my thighs, but okay. Barathor has a golden longsword. Sounds like it would be pretty for court, but not necessarily the sort of thing you want to hack up orcs with now. I'm assuming it's only gold-plated, because an actual gold sword would be phenomenally stupid and would not hold its shape or its edge for very long at all. But even then, if you're taking this thing into real battle, if you're... Oh, there was one of his elves. Unfortunately, that's what's left of him. Well, we did avenge his death. That was good. Oh, let's see this epic scene. Leaving the elves behind. Alright. Knowing the elves shall aid you still. Other than Idriel and Aranel, what... Show it.
You leave behind the strength of the elves, but you do not travel alone. Great powers have been thrown down, and new powers have arisen. The world is again
So wait,
changing.
Gandalf's already back?
And as a departing gift, the elves will do their part. Stay true to your course, for help will come when you require it most.
Okay. But... Well, you know, that does make sense, because Gandalf would kind of have to have recovered from all his, you know, fighting the Balrog and dying and being sent back by the Valar in order to continue sending us telepathic podcasts. So I suppose that makes a certain amount of sense. Does that mean that we were in Lothlorien for a month too? Because the way that was narrated, it certainly didn't sound like it. Oh, that's time, so let's try to kill these wargs with some quickness. Ah ha ha, triple critical. Okay. But yeah, Barathor's golden sword, that just seems silly. Let me make sure I have gotten all around this area. Yep. Because if it is a real sword, even if it's just gold-plated, doing any kind of fighting would very quickly wear that coating away, whatever there was, and it would just look nasty if you took it out into actual war. It would defeat the point of coating it. So I don't know. I really think that's something that's meant for court, but the game wants us to use it, so fun. Well, as you heard, that was our time, so we will see you next time for more of the Third Age.